Okay.
So now shall we proceed for the Q&A? If anyone has any questions or any comments based on what we discussed, please unmute yourself, or you can even type your question in the chat box. Kautuk,
So,
I think somebody has
yeah,
posted a
bro.
question.
So, Raghuram Reddy asked, Hare Krishna, there are many pure guru. How to choose within them?
So, Raghuram Reddy, Hare Krishna. So, there are a certain qualifications of a bona fide guru that are listed in the scriptures, as I mentioned in the session also. So, one has to uh, check for those qualifications and then accept somebody as a guru. Accepting a guru is not it's not a fashion, or it's not a small thing. Uh, it is said, Chakshudan Diloje Janme Janme Prabhu Se. This is a Bengali verse which says that once you accept a guru, he is going to be your master life after life. In fact, a bona fide guru. Am I audible? Kautuk,
Yes,
can
Prabhu,
you
you're
please
yes,
come?
Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu, you're audible.
Okay. Somebody said I'm not audible. Okay. So once you accept somebody as a guru, he is going to be your master life after life. So it's a eternal commitment between the disciple and the spiritual master. So um, therefore, it is a very serious thing. Just because somebody has a big number of followers, either on the social media or in the real world, that doesn't mean that he is a bona fide guru. As I mentioned, a bona fide guru has to be a liberated soul, and that is visible through his activities. He's always talking about Krishna, about spiritual knowledge. He's helping others to attain spiritual advancement. Now, Swami Prabhupada, as I mentioned, is one such bona fide guru, because at the age of 70, he left India all alone, went to the West, because his guru had ordered him to preach the message of Bhagavad Gita in the Western countries. And at that advanced age, all alone, facing so many challenges, he went to the West, to the US. And he, when he went to the US, the first set of people whom he had to talk to were the hippies of America. In the 1960s, there were hippies. Hippies means they were like young Americans, boys and girls, who were somehow disinterested in the mainstream, the American way of life. They had everything. They had wealth, they had education, they had everything, but they were somehow not very happy and satisfied with the materialistic way of life. So they were looking for something different. And in the process of looking for something different, they had become convinced that by taking marijuana, by taking drugs, LSD, one can attain spiritual enlightenment. So they were actually addicted to this kind of drugs. Very young people. And Swami Prabhupada talked to them. And if you read his biography, you will understand more about it. And transformed those hippies into happies. The American government had spent millions of dollars to rehabilitate the hippies, to help them get out of their addictions, but did not work. But Swami Prabhupada went and spoke to them about Krishna, made them chant the holy name of Krishna, the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. This literally transformed their lives. So a guru is one who touches and transforms a person uh, because of imparting spiritual knowledge and engaging him or her in spiritual activities. So I think there is a follow-up question from Ram. Could you please read that?
Yeah. If there are many bona fide gurus from different Vaisnava Sampradaya, how to choose among them.
So, um, number one is that one has to first understand, as I said, who is a guru. One has to understand that correctly, and then one has to proceed. Right? So, one important thing is one has to accept a guru who is the current link in the sampradaya. Suppose can somebody say, can I accept Madhvacharya as my guru? Or can I accept somebody else as my guru who was a past acharya? No, one has to accept the current acharya. And as far as the parampara which I am talking about, Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya is concerned, Swami Prabhupada is the current acharya, and he can be accepted, and he can be his books. Swami Prabhupada says, even though I'm physically not present in this planet, but I am present through my Vani, through my instructions, in my books, in my recorded lectures. So many times people think that a living guru is essential. I have to go to a living guru and ask and inquire and get knowledge from him. No, that is not the understanding, standard understanding. One can have mentors, one can have uh, spiritual guides who can clarify your doubts, who can help you, uh, you know, get clarifications about your day-to-day challenges. But as far as guru is concerned, guru has to be in the parampara system. He has to be the current link. He has to be a pure devotee. So Prabhupada says that I am present in my books, and any sincere person who reads my books can become my disciple. And I take the responsibility of such a disciple and make sure that he attains liberation and enlightenment. So this is Swami Prabhupada. So only a empowered soul can make such a statement. You and me cannot make such a statement. A soul who is empowered by the Supreme Jagat Guru Krishna, he himself can make such a statement. So when he was physically present, he has demonstrated that he is an empowered servant of Krishna. Another important thing is a guru will never say that I am God. When somebody says I am God, outright you can reject him. He is not a bona fide guru. A bona fide guru says, I am a servant of God. You come to me, I will teach you how you can also become a servant of God. That is a bona fide guru. So Swami Prabhupada, when he was physically present on this planet, he demonstrated this. He touched and transformed millions of people, not only in India, even all over the world. People who did not know who is Krishna, who is Rama, such people who were actually, in the Western countries, it's not they may not know who is Krishna, what is Bhagavad Gita. First time they heard, but they got attracted to the message because the message was presented by a pure soul. So even now, when Prabhupada is not physically present, he says, I am acting through my movement, through my organization, the Hare Krishna movement, through my disciples, through my books, I am present. So any sincere soul can approach me and gain knowledge and attain success in life. So hope that answers your question. So here, okay, any other question anyone has? Any comments?
Not yet. I think that's all the questions, queries for Prabhu.
Okay. Now I'm going to ask a few questions to all of you. Let's have a rapid fire question and answer based on Bhagavad Gita, just to improve our Bhagavad Gita knowledge and understanding. Okay. If you know the answer, you just raise your hand or you can unmute and say the answer. Okay. So the first question, what does Lord Krishna compare spiritual knowledge to in the fourth chapter of the Bhagavad Gita? I did not say that in the session, but let me see if anybody knows this. What does Lord Krishna compare pure spiritual knowledge to in this fourth chapter of Bhagavad Gita? You can try, you can guess. Okay, I will give you a hint. He compares it with one of the Panchabhutas, the five great elements. Anyone wants to try? Come on, nobody. Okay, Chidambar has given one answer. Somebody has raised his hand.
Yeah,
Loka,
Loknata
Loka,
Govinda Das.
yes. Could you please, yes, answer?
Is uh, fire.
Fire. Yes. And there are other students also have given the same answer. Fire is the right answer. So what happens to anything which comes in touch with fire? It gets consumed, it gets burned, it gets purified basically. According to the Vedic understanding, fire is one of the purifiers. You know, if there is a person who makes ornaments, how does he purify gold? He subjects it to the action of fire. So when the gold melts in the fire, it loses its contaminations, right? In the same way, Lord Krishna says, Jnanagni Dagda Karmanaha. So our when we come in touch with the spiritual knowledge coming from a bona fide guru, we become purified of all the contaminations, just like gold becomes free from all contaminations by coming in touch with fire. So this spiritual knowledge is like fire. It can purify us. Okay, very good. Let's go to the next question. In this chapter, Lord Krishna, in the fourth chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says that I instructed this knowledge to somebody in the very beginning. Who is that person to whom Krishna instructed this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita? Much before Arjuna. Okay, Chidambar has given the right answer. Chandana also. Kirti. Okay,
Vivas.
Sindhu. Yes. Abhishek Cha. Okay, so many of you have given the right answer. That means you have heard attentively what was told in the beginning of the session. Yes, the right answer is the sun god Vivaswan. Vivaswan is the name of the ruler of the sun globe. And so, one important thing is yesterday we were talking about this principle where Krishna says that whatever a great person or an influencer does, others also emulate, others follow him, right? That means for the sake of setting the right standards, one has to do one's duty. This is what Krishna said. We discussed about this yesterday in the third chapter. So here, in the beginning of the fourth chapter, Krishna is saying, since the sun god or Ikshvaku or Manu, they're all influencers in the society, they're all rulers in the society. I made sure that these people have the spiritual knowledge so that they lead their life based on the spiritual principles and they can enlighten and guide their followers. So, if you want to be a leader, you must be a reader. A leader has to be a reader, right? One has to read, especially this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. So, that is why so much emphasis has been laid here when Krishna says that I instructed this knowledge to the leaders of the society in the past. And with this knowledge, they governed their kingdoms. And that's how they were able to guide others. That means if one has to be a leader, a lawmaker, an influencer, one must be acquainted with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. It is essential. It is very important. Okay, last question. Let us see if anybody can answer this. In the Bhagavad Gita, there are 18 chapters. In which chapter did Lord Krishna display this uh, his universal form or Vishwarupa? in which chapter there is a description of Lord Krishna's universal form. Okay, several answers and varieties of answers I'm seeing. Many people have said 10th chapter, 12th chapter, 10th, 11th chapter. Okay, let us hear, see from others. Others also can guess. Your options are 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, Shashi Ram has told 11, chapter 11. Anybody else wants to guess? 9, 10, 11, 12. Which chapter is called Vishwarupa Darshana? Okay, so I think two or three of the students have given the right answer. The right answer is chapter 11. It's called Vishwarupa Darshana Yoga. Right? Vishwarupa Darshana Yoga, chapter 11. And that is where Krishna displayed his universal form or Vishwarupa. Okay, there is one student who has also mentioned that transcendental knowledge has also been compared to a boat. Yes, you are right. In the fourth chapter of Bhagavad Gita, in the same chapter which we discussed today, Lord Krishna also compares this spiritual knowledge to a boat. What does a boat do? When you have to travel through a water body, you take the shelter of a boat. So you go through the river, you cross the river or a water body with the help of a boat or a ship. And as long as you are situated in the ship, you are safe. And it is also guaranteed that you are reaching your destination because it's moving. Ship is taking you, boat is taking you to the other side of the river, isn't it? In the same way, this transcendental knowledge which Krishna is revealing in this Bhagavad Gita is that boat by situating ourselves in which we can not only feel safe, but we can also attain the perfection of crossing over the ocean of this material world. This material existence, is often compared with Sagara, Samsara Sagara. It is called Samsara means repetition of birth and death. Sagara means ocean. However expert a swimmer may be, he or she cannot swim across an ocean. He may swim across a river, but as far as an ocean is concerned, you need a ship to cross across the ocean, to go across the ocean, isn't it? You cannot swim. It'll be very, very tiresome and it will be very difficult. So, therefore, Krishna says, come take shelter of this boat called the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. And as long as you are situated in this, being situated in this knowledge means not only theoretically understanding, practically applying these principles in one's daily life. If you do that, then I assure you that I can help you go cross this ocean of ignorance, ocean of samsara, the repetition of birth and death. So this knowledge is also compared to boat. So very good. Sai Dharma, thank you for that input. So I think there are no more questions or queries. If that is the case, we will wind up. We will meet again for the fifth chapter on Monday. And of course, tomorrow I'm also coming to your campus, TMC. If you're free, please do drop in at 6 p.m., 6:30 p.m. And we will be having a spiritual discussion on Shikshashtakam, on humility, right? So we're going to talk about that. Thank you very much for your valuable time. I really appreciate all of you staying for such long time. Thank you. We will close the session. Granthara Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu.
So we'll wind up the session. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.